Hello everyone, this is Flammy and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play. Not sure what episode it is off the top of my head because I have not recorded in a couple days and I'm very sorry for that. A couple of you have messaged me and mentioned that, and yes, I do apologize. I have not uploaded in 2 days. So yeah, super sorry about that. Hopefully it won't happen again. Combination of me being lazy and me being busy, so yeah. Those two things combined, superhero power against me right there. So let's replace these spring traps that were both detonated in a recent attack, and then talk about what's new. So, what is new? So, I've got one of my air defenses up to level 3 as well. My other one was at level 3 before. I'd like to get one of these other ones up to 4 now. Well, eventually both of them up to 4, but it is a rather slow, not too expensive, but not particularly cheap either upgrade. Sort of mediocre. It's very slow, though, at 5 days. Yeah, so that's now level 3. This cannon's up to level 7. This cannon just finished up to level 5, so I should put it back into the middle. I had pulled it out while it was upgrading. I would like to get one of these other cannons upgrading, but that's a pretty expensive project, and I don't think I'll be able to get that going in this episode at least. Hopefully soon, though. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull the air defense out. I put the air defense in there because while there were only 2 mortars that were active, but you know what? I'm going to put it back to the 3 mortar positioning I had before. I just pulled the mortar out when it was upgrading, which is always a good plan, and thank you for the archers, always appreciated. Beyond that, I just finished up my level 4 barbarian upgrades, so we have a couple of research opportunities available. With the elixir that we currently have, which is nearly 1 million because we're nearly maxed, we have several options. Now, what are they? Giants and healer are both sort of top priority for me right now. Both of them I could seriously benefit from. Let's look at the stats for each of them. So healer will add plus 10 to its heal per second, as well as a bit to its hit points, which doesn't really matter that much, and also a bit to its training cost, which doesn't matter too much either. As for the giant, it will increase its damage, which is pretty important. It will increase its health, which is pretty important, and will increase its cost, which is sort of painful. Of these two, let's see, I think they're both 3 days, but let me check that. Yeah, they're both 3 days. You know, I'm going to have to go with the giant in this case. If we're going to fail, it's probably because our giants are dying too fast or not able to get to the defenses fast enough, whereas it's not going to be because the healer isn't quite healing enough or doesn't have quite enough health. The biggest thing I wish I could change about the giants is, I mean, if we lose because of the healer, it's probably because the healer went after the wrong one or the giant split up, when that's an AI thing rather than a pathfinding thing. Okay, so yes, I'm going to start this giant upgrade and burn about 3/4 of our elixir right there. Now that leaves us with 190,000 elixir, and what can we do with that? So that didn't take any workers, so we still got 2 workers free. The last one's working on a wizard tower, by the way. I don't think I've mentioned that. I managed to start this wizard tower upgrade somewhat recently. It is upgrading to level 4. And that'll put both of my wizard towers at level 4, which is pretty cool. Long, slow upgrade, though, so yeah, it's been going for a while. And still has 2.5 days on it. So yes, I'm going to keep these workers. I'll use them to destroy some of these bushes around. Now, you might think that this doesn't really matter. Obviously, it does give gems. But there is the fact that they grow faster if you have less of them, so that definitely helps. I do recommend at least getting rid of the easy ones, which are fast and cheap. Just, 1, get the gems, and 2, make sure more keep growing. So, always good advice right there. Beyond that, what's up? Okay, this cannon I also upgraded to level 7. I think this elixir I might have upgraded. No, I did this gold storage. Yeah, I did the gold storage. Oh, more gems, hooray. I think I did this barracks up another level. Yeah, for sure. This army camp I've been meaning to. It's level 3 currently. So let's look at our options. So what do I want to do? This army camp up I'd like to do. It's going to be 8 hours and 100,000 elixir. We could do that right now, and I very well might do that. Spell factory, I want to do that, but if only eventually. It's going to be rather expensive as well in terms of elixir. This barracks, once again, eventually I'll get it up to at least 5, so it can help out with all the main units that we upgrade. But no need to do that right now. As for the more gold-intensive things, we have air defense. I'd like to get both of these up eventually. But as you can see, it's going to take 500,000. So maybe we could do that in one good raid. but that's probably more on the unlikely side of things. Beyond that, finish maxing this archer tower and this cannon would be two good things. 12 hours, that's a good one. So maybe I'll do this cannon and this army camp for now, and then do the other stuff later. Actually, I'm not sure. I might do the archer tower first if I've got the gold for it. The cannon is cheaper. Thanks for the troops once again. But you know what? First, let's go on the attack. But before we do that, of course, let's queue up some replacements, which is always a handy tip. So, just queuing up. I'm at 14 giant right now. So, if I do this, it'll be 12. So, you know what? Let's go to 5 in these two barracks. And then I'll put archers or something in the last barracks, which can't build giants. And then we're nice and queued up and ready to go. Yeah, so like I said, mostly looking for gold so we can either get up to the air defense or just throw it into walls, something like that. I did some pretty good raiding off camera a lot lately. You'll be seeing some of those in a question and answer video that's coming up in the near future. Hope to be working on that right after this video, so maybe it'll be out later today if you guys are watching this day of release. Okay, so off we are, matchmaking. Looks like that guy's a pretty low level. We might be a little low in the trophy count. I honestly can't remember. It's been a while. This guy's got nicely upgraded archer towers, and cannons, I guess, for his level. But he is a much lower level than us, so hopefully we find someone closer to our level who has more resources to be able to be stolen. But, you know what, if that doesn't happen, okay, that's not bad. I definitely would like 60 to 80,000 of each, if not more. And lately I've found some good ones that were a whole lot more than that, so maybe we'll just hold out a little bit. If I have to lower my standards to like a 50 or 60,000 of each, I guess I could do that. I wouldn't be super excited. That one guy we just skipped right there, he did have a couple defenses that were upgrading. I always want to be aware of that. That either one, if you're upgrading defenses, can you swap them out? And two, if you can or can't swap them out, or you can't swap them out, or you do swap them out, how does that change your defensive layout? This guy looks like he is abandoned with very full storages. Would be a fairly good target to raid. Now I do actually have enough archers to raid, but you know what, I'm going to skip and keep on going through. I feel like I got a little low in the trophy count, so I don't want to throw away too many trophies right now at this point in time. But we're not seeing the large amounts of gold that I'm looking for either. So maybe I'll lower my standards to 60,000 or above of each. Interesting layout on this guy. Very off-center for some of the defenses. Like this cannon on the bottom is like very isolated. And then just 3 storages in the middle push a lot of things outwards. So like giants on the top left would just walk right through the elixir collectors to attack those exposed defenses, which is sort of an interesting defense decision that he's got going on there. Okay, there's a gold count that I'm looking for right there. So this base isn't great, so I'm definitely looking to attack this. He's got his army camped inside the walls. He's got his gold storages in the corners. All not good decisions. Yes, very poor. Air defense is, while it's not the easiest to get to, it's certainly not a problem for me at all. I know exactly how my giants will react. I'm gonna attack this. I'm gonna bring in giants on the top left here. No need to even wall break through the walls. There's nothing that can attack them, or maybe it's just a mortar. It might barely in the range. But we're gonna attack this top corner wall. And they're in 2 bunches, but they're going to break through one of them much faster. Yeah, like I said, nothing shooting. They're going to go straight for the air defense now, and then we'll be able to drop the healer. The defenses are very spread out, so we'll be able to drop archers and stuff very soon to help out. So they're going to go towards the top right, just because that's where the defenses are, sort of neglecting these ones down here. So I'm going to put down some stuff to help them out. Well, help them die, that is. Stupid mortar. At least it only... it's going to take 2 shots to kill and dies before it manages to get the second shot off. These giants will have no problem going right onto these defenses, and I honestly probably don't need to deploy any more guys in this. I'm going to do a couple of goblins just to help out, just because it'll both speed things up, and in the off chance that we wouldn't be able to kill everything like that, just as is, the goblins will do a great job with that. This last cannon down here. No clan castle guys. I probably could have checked for them, but you see all these tombstones in here. I didn't mention it, but they make me very not worried about the fact of clan castle guys, just because it shows that someone else has attacked his base recently, and he probably would have collected those things. Okay, there go all the giants. I bet I probably still have them all alive. The thing that's going to kill your giants is if they're spread out. But as you can see, this healer is going to keep this one guy alive, just slowing down and pretty much neutralizing all the damage he's doing. The cannon barely does more damage, but you know what? Look, dead. So, problem solved. Okay, a minute and a half left. All the defense is down and about half the building, so unless there's stuff in the corners, yeah, nothing. I have no need to deploy anything more. So, I could deploy more. It'd make it go a little faster, but it's not needed, so I'm not going to. Christmas trees. I just noticed this guy's Christmas tree on the right side of his base. If you had not heard me mentioned in a previous video, Christmas trees are no longer spawning. As of the update last, I think it was about Wednesday or so. Part of that was, it was just a little patch. It wasn't a full update. You didn't have to download the game client again. But Christmas trees are no longer spawning as of that update, so just heads up on that. So I think I'm going to hold on to mine and not chop them down. They do give 50,000 gold when you chop them down. And for a cost of chopping them down for 25,000 gold, that's obviously a 25,000 gold profit. But I just sort of like, I think it'll be fun to have them in a couple months when it's summertime. Christmas trees in the summer, always sort of silly. But also, any new players, they won't have access to those Christmas trees, so rub it in their faces a little bit. But that was a good attack right there, and 116,000 gold, 48,000 elixir. We probably got a small profit on the elixir, but we pretty much only broke even. The main thing with that was the gold. Our army cost enough that, yeah, that probably was about even. But you know what, like I said, the constructions where I'm looking at doing aren't really elixir-intensive constructions, so this one is probably what I'm going to do, unless I can think of something much better in the next 10 minutes. So, yeah, I'll probably do that for 100,000 elixir, which leaves us with 115, which is more than I would ever need. So we do have clan castle guys filling in, you saw. Always good to keep that topped off. Let's look at some defenses lately, when people were attacking our base, and see how we did. Oh, before I go farther, though, I'm going to put this highest level mortar in the center. That's a very good thing to do. It just helps general defense out, as you might expect. And yes, okay, defenses, so let's go. Okay, so I've been attacked a lot lately. So like I said, it's been a while since I have shown any, so I'll just scroll down a ways. But in general, I've been very fortunate in the fact that lots of people have just attacked my town hall. Like, basically anything you see in here where they don't get more than, like, 50,000 resources means they don't even touch my storages. So that's great news. So that's lots of wins in here. So, like, this bottom one, 25,000 of gold and 20,000 elixir. That means they just touched my storages and collectors. And I'm fine with that. I mean, or not my storages, just my collectors and mines. If that's all I managed to do with a full-out, 80 infantry, 70 infantry, and 55 supply worth of giants, I'm fine with that sort of attack, defending in that way. Sure, technically 1 stars us for what is technically a defeat, but it protects our storages, and that's what my town hall outside the wall base is for. Okay, so let's look at some of these more recent ones. So this top one is going to, or this bottom one is going to be somewhat interesting. It's a mass archer, all there is to it. But you can see from the resources stolen, they got pretty much nothing. So I'm guessing this attack came right after I was online, and I had just collected my resources from my storages. So I expect he'll do damage to the storages and get that resources from there. He'll get 1,000 of each from the town hall he's attacking right now. But then everything else would probably come from the mines and collectors, which is only about 500 resources of each. So clearly I was just online. Okay, so he's deployed, looks like about 10 archers for the town hall. And I'm curious why he chose to deploy way more. Okay, he's spreading them out. Maybe he thought he could pick those off for free on the top left there. Yeah, deploying more. He would. If I had deployed about 10 on the top left and saw that they were not going to be able to pick off the buildings for free, in fact, that the defensive were going to shoot most of them down, I probably would not have continued attacking. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. As you can see, clan castle guys are active. He's deployed a couple guys to take them out, but honestly, I've got 15 archers in there. You don't want to deploy less like 15 archers to take them on. That means like both sides die like in an equal fight. Yeah, you want to deploy like 20 guys, and hopefully you're barbarians, because barbarians are much better against archers than just straight archers. He probably should have deployed at least 5 more archers there too. It would have been just much more efficient of an attack. As you can see though, guys on the top are all dead. Okay, he's spreading out a couple more on the top left and the top middle. Very interesting. He's just deploying really, really lightly. I think he's trying to just pick off enough to 1-star us, or I guess technically it'd be our 2nd star, just get to 50% damage. But but it's a really poorly cost-effective way to do it, because what you do is you activate all my defenses at once. So you just take damage from all over without having overwhelming force in any of those areas. So yeah, I can't say I'm a fan of this. So I'm going to have to give this guy a bad grade, especially if he doesn't manage to get up to the 50%, and he didn't. I think it ended up exactly 41 right there. And yeah, that's going to be a failure. Let's see. What sort of grade should we give him? That's going to be a bad one. Both in terms of trying to do it the second star. I mean, he already had 1 star if he's going for trophies. Just cost-effective wise, just like attack with 3 archers for the town hall and be done. No need to do any more if you're going for trophies. If you went for resources, poor decision as well, because as soon as you start attacking the storages, you should realize that you're not getting any resources from them, and you need to break into the center. Despite that, he continued attacking in a very spread out manner, which was pretty ineffective, and he also dealt with the clan castle archers pretty ineffectively. So yes, I'm going to grade that guy with a big old fat F for failure. Let me see exactly what level he is before we get too harsh on him. Let's visit his base. And actually, I'm going to wrap it up with this attack, and you guys, you had a bunch of really great solutions for attacking the last guy's base, so I think I'm going to do that again. So, this is the base we're going to be attacking. This guy's at level 45. Because he's a rather high level, I'm going to give him a 30 out of 100. That's right, that's a terribly bad failing grade, but you know what? This is what he deserves. Looks like he hasn't been online for a while, so as you can see, this elixir collector has 12,000 uncollected resources in it. These other buildings around here will be the same. So, interesting, its capacity is 0. I guess it doesn't start filling up until, technically, when it's destroyed, it still is filling, but I guess it graphically doesn't show that. So, imagine that you're attacking this base. I'm going to wrap up the episode here. So once again, like I was saying, in the last episode I did this, and you guys had some really great solutions on how to attack the base. So we're going to do that again. So the question for this base is, how are you going to attack this level 45 base? He's got a whole lot of resources in the storages. He's got some interesting things like defense on the outside and the top here. And I'll select some of these buildings. As you can see, it's just gold mines and elixir storages. There's their defense right here. Gold mine, wizard tower. So he's got a wizard tower there too. Interesting that he's got several of these defense on the outside. You might do interesting things to your giant AI if you choose to attack with giants. What is that, a barracks? Yeah, a barracks. But okay, so this is the base we're going to attack. So once again, guys, if you don't know how this works, let me know in the comments what army you would use to cost-effectively attack this base. Maybe you're just going for the storages. Maybe you're just going to pick off some of these defenses around the outside and try to get 50% that way. Either way, guys, let me know how we'd attack this base and with what army in the comments. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed it and let me know how it went. And once again, sorry for missing out on uploading the last couple days, guys. That's it. Have a great day.